you've made all the effort to make those cupcakes look amazing. And now I'm going to show you a really amazing way that you can decorate them so people go, wow! But first I'm going to show you how to fill a piping bag. So take your tip. We are today using a 366 tip. It's also known as a leaf tip. If you push your piping bag all the way through, you should hopefully just see that blue edge of the piping bag just poking through. Once you've done that, just put your thumb or your finger at the base. That's where you need to cut your piping bag. There's no then where you're cutting it too short or too long. Okay, so there's my cut along the top. I'm just going to pop my piping tip through, and that's perfect. And there we go, that's perfect. It's really important that you make sure your piping bag doesn't cover this part of the nozzle just here. You don't want anything to spoil the shape of it. So I've pre-made some vanilla buttercream here, and I've put a little bit of gel colouring in. Why do we use gel colouring? You might remember back in the day, we had these things. If you're the same age that I am, we used to have colour that used to look like this. This would never go an orangey yellow colour. It was never going to work. All it was going to do was make your buttercream really sloppy. But I've got a Wilton colour here today. This one is golden yellow. I love this colour. It's perfect for sunflowers. You only need a tiny amount of this. So I always get a skewer or a cocktail stick. Pop it into the pot. You can probably see where I've done this before. Pop it in and just put a tiny bit into my bowl. Gel colour's really strong and intensive. You really don't need to use a lot, so it makes it really economical to use. But once you've put that tiny bit in, just give it a really good mix like this, and then the colour will come out really, really quickly. So here's one I made earlier. Here's a cupcake that we made earlier on today. I'm just going to take a little bit of my buttercream and I'm just going to spread it on top of the cupcake. Why am I doing this, I hear you ask? I'm doing this because when we're piping onto it, sometimes if you pipe something and you pull your tip away, it takes the actual buttercream away with it, whereas this will make sure the buttercream's got something to stick to. So we don't need loads, it's just to give that nice little covering. Scrape the bits off that we're not using. Okay, and then we're going to fill the piping bag. So you've probably seen me do this before using a cup, whereby you put the piping bag onto the cup. If you've checked out my Christmas cupcake video, I show you how to fill a piping bag neatly there. We've only got a little bit in our bowl today, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to pop it in there with my spoon. There we go. But what I am going to make a note with you is, you need to make sure you've got no air gaps, no spaces. Can you see at the moment there's just a space here, just in that little bit? If I don't get rid of that space, what will happen is it will just form like an air bubble and it will go pop. And when that pop happens, it spoils our piping. So to avoid that, I'm holding my piping bag rigidly at the top here and I'm just going to push it down. I'm pushing all that buttercream down there as well. And can you see that air bubble has now disappeared? Okay, we're then going to twist our piping bag because that gives really good tension between the top and the base of the nozzle. And then we're going to pick up our cupcake. If you think of what a real sunflower looks like, you'll have, you know, the sort of petals all the way around the outside. So we're going to go at about 45 degrees to start with. So hold it like a beak. It's like a chick beak. And we're just going to go on the very edge of our cupcake here. We're going to squeeze, stop squeezing and pull it. Can you see you get that really nice definition there? We'll go next to it, squeeze, stop squeezing and pull. Squeeze, stop squeezing and pull. Squeeze, stop squeezing and pull. Can you see how vigorously I'm pulling it back? That's really important. So we have a class here in the UK. It's our cupcake bouquet class and it's always massively popular. We teach you how to do 5 different types of buttercream flour on that particular course. You can find all the details on that class on my website. All the classes take place in Worcestershire, right here at the studio around us, and we do lots of different other flours on that class. So have a look on the website, you'll find all the information there. Once we've done our first ring, we're then going to go in and go more at 90 degrees. Can you see how we were here with our piping bag? We're now going to be here. And we're just going to overlap the two previous petals. So I'm going squeeze and pull. Can you see that one's more vertical than the first one? So squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull. And if you think of what our sunflowers like, you know, they are, nothing's ever completely perfect, is it, in nature? But once we finish these off, you'll start to go, wow, that does look like a sunflower. Okay, so we finished with our piping bag now, we can put that down. Can you see the different sort of texture that we have and the height of our petals? Once we've done that, we're just going to take a teaspoon, and I've got some chocolate sugar strands. You can get these at most supermarkets. Very gently, I'm just going to tip those into the centre. Don't go too quickly, because what happens is they all go over you, all over your petals. There we go, just a few more. I'll turn that around a little bit. So there you have a buttercream normal cupcake that's been transformed into something quite special. So that is our sunflower cupcake.